let's talk about NVIDIA allegedly begins testing its fastest next-gen GPU, the 8102 for GeForce RTX 4090 graphics cards. And it features 24 gigabits per second GDDR6X memory, which we're all pretty excited about. NVIDIA's next-gen 8102 GPU is currently being tested for the RTX 4090 graphics card, as reported by Copite7Kimi, who's that famous leaker that we talk about a lot here. There has been speculation that NVIDIA might go for the GeForce RTX 50 series naming scheme instead of the expected 40 series branding, but it looks like Copite has stated NVIDIA's decision to stick to the 40 series naming scheme. Other than that, one big milestone is that NVIDIA may already have started testing and evaluating its flagship Ada Lovelace GPU, the 8102, which power a series of graphics cards such as the RTX 4090 and 4080. Now, we don't know if NVIDIA has moved Ada Lovelace GPUs to mass production yet, but that might be happening during the mid of 2022 as hinted previously. So the chips being tested here could be early examples or samples. But if these chips are indeed out in the wild, then we might possibly see some leaks in the coming months. Of course, the performance figures won't look that great at first since these GPUs are yet to be finalized for drivers, but it might give us an idea of the sort of clock speeds we can expect in the final variants. Another interesting thing that he states are that NVIDIA is going to use 24 gigabits per second memory dies on its 8102. The leaker only mentions it for the RTX 4090, and we know that the 3090 is the only series that got the fastest GDDR6X memory solution so far. Whether NVIDIA chooses 24 or lower pin speeds for the rest of the lineup is something that remains to be seen. One thing is for sure, we will be getting over 1 terabyte per second memory speeds on consumer gaming graphics cards, which are going to give us a 15% boost in bandwidth numbers, and that's without accounting for brand new compression technologies that will be on board the Ada Lovelace architecture. This does mean card to card, if we're just looking at pure mining performance, we're looking at pretty easily a 15% increase from RTX 30 series to RTX 40 series or Ada Lovelace, maybe 50 series if that's what they decide to call it. But a 15% bump at the top end would be absolutely incredible. Obviously, we'll be getting easily over 150 megahash a second. And as that filters down to the rest of the series, it could be extremely beneficial. You know, we're talking about 80 megahash a second on the 70 SKU and 60 megahash a second or thereabouts on the 60 SKU, maybe even higher than that, depending on, of course, you know, the issues with, are they going to put LHR locks on there? What are they going to do as far as all of that is concerned? We are not clear on. So it gets even more interesting though, because we're worried about power, but let's talk about that. The NVIDIA GeForce RTX 40 series graphics card equipped with the 8102 GPUs are expected to offer TDPs of up to 600 watts. That is at least what the current BIOS shipping board partners is rated at, so the rumors about 450 to 600 watt TDPs might be true, but we haven't seen the final figures. The power ratings are usually on the high side during the testing phase, so these could be optimized when the cards actually launch. The cards will be outfitted with the PCIe Gen 5 connectors and will ship with a 4x8 pin to 1x16 pin adapter to support the huge power draw. The upcoming GeForce RTX 3090 Ti itself will be shipping with a 3 8 pin to 116 pin adapter, which we've already seen. Here we go though. The leaked PCB design talked about the memory, which will feature 12 solder points on the PCB and are all compatible with Micron's GDDR6X memory. Higher end cards might go with single-sided and dual capacity memory since that offers the best power temperature balance and feature up to 24 gigabyte capacities, but at higher speeds, up to 24 gigabits per second. As for the mainstream segment, we are likely to see 20 gigabits per second plus designs, but in 8 gigabyte and up to 16 gigabyte flavors, which can help reduce power since the power regulation will be dropped to 3 VRMs. This is important for the memory. So even if the cards come out really, really power hungry, if we're talking about memory intensive algorithms for mining, this does mean we could see lower power consumption on these memory specific algorithms, Ergo, Ethereum, so on. And in that case, these cards could end up being extremely good for mining because we're dropping down to 3 VRMs for the memory and increasing the memory speeds. On the base models going up to or more than 20 gigabits per second, so more along the lines of the 3090 and 3090 Ti right now, and the top end models being up to 24 gigabits per second, and then dropping the power consumption of the memory itself. Now, the idea here, of course, is that we may have to start playing with things like the 3090 Ti example that we talked about yesterday, with reprogramming that VR curve to bring that power consumption down to a lower level. But I'm actually kind of getting a little bit more excited for the 40 series and mining in general, now getting more of an idea on the actual architecture surrounding the memory and how it's going to function. As for cooling these monster PCBs, NVIDIA is reportedly going to reuse their triple slot BF GPU design, while board partners are going to utilize 3.5 and even quad slot cooling solutions weighing over 2 kilograms. Most AIBs might just end up utilizing AIO and hybrid cooling designs, something that you will be seeing in the RTX 3090 Ti. The cards are expected to feature up to 28-phase VRM design on the flagship RTX 4090 graphics card, so all that extra cooling will be put to good use. Now, for miners, once again, larger GPUs means we are going to need to see some redesign of riserless motherboards specifically for these larger GPUs that have started, with the 30 series and moved into the 40 series. You will probably, as a miner yourself, probably be leaning more towards utilizing risers and finding cases that and frames that accommodate for the extra width of all these GPUs. It's absolutely insane that we're going to be seeing quad slot cooling solutions, but that's the nature of the beast when you are kind of at the end of your architecture roadmap. And I think that's really where NVIDIA is now. We've talked about this before. When you see a company start to run towards the end of that roadmap, they start adding more and more power, and they start pushing the architecture as far as it can go. On the flip side of that, what we see from Radeon, of course, is an increase in just performance per watt and a completely new architecture. They're at the beginning of their roadmap. AMD is for Radeon right now, and NVIDIA is kind of at the end of their roadmap, at least as it seems. So we could see some really good stuff, of course, from the 7000 series from AMD as well. Either way, I'm kind of looking forward to all of the GPUs, especially now seeing, of course, the numbers for the changes to the memory on NVIDIA. I hope you enjoyed this clip from the Crypto Mining Morning Show every Monday through Friday, 7:45 a.m. Pacific and 10:45 a.m. Eastern Time. You can check out more clips here, or if you're interested in checking out the entire live show, you can check that out down here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday.